Part 13, Hell Act 3. Act 3 brings some more challenges with lightning immunes. Spider Forest was full of lightning immunes. Thankfully, lower resist 1 helped break the immunities, but they were still highly resistant and it was difficult to bring them down, especially with the sheer amount of mobs. I find a really awesome amulet that gives me dexterity and resistances. Attack rating doesn't matter for this build, and the increased amount of dexterity didn't affect my block chance much, so I kept the Nokozan relic over it for more fire resistance instead. Lightning immunes were starting to get the best of me, and Rattle Cage was not helping by making enemies fear and heal back up, so I was starting to get nowhere. I made the decision to reset the map in hopes that I wouldn't get so many lightning immunes for the next roll. This roll still gives me some more lightning immunes, and took some time to trudge through. I go back to Nightmare to do a bit of farming because I'm getting tired of Rattle Cage and hope to find something to replace my mercenary armor with. I farm up Eldritch, Shank, and Pindle. On my 15th run, I found a 4 all resistance charm at Shank, which isn't too bad, 5 being the max. After killing Shank again, something crazy happens. New content? Another run at Eldritch drops me Darkglow, which I will absolutely settle for over Rattle Cage, but the defense is a tad low, so we'll be upgrading it some more. This is pretty nice mercenary armor, as it will help with the passively gained resistances that they can receive. Now I want to upgrade Darkglow for more defense. For normal unique armor, a Perfect Diamond, Tal, and Shale Rune will upgrade the unique armor to Exceptional. This will not affect any of the stats of the unique, but it will give more defense, so it's best to pick equipment that have high amounts of enhanced defense. We go from 98 defense to 340. Remember that upgrading these types of armor can cause more strength requirements, so make sure that you and your mercenary are able to equip them. I gamble at Geed and find a 91 to life circlet, which is really awesome. I keep it over my resistance circlet as I'm getting enough resistances from other gear and want more life for survivability. After 30 runs of farming, I head back to Act 3 and reach level 84, and dump points into Dexterity for extra block, which I'm starting to feel is kind of a mistake. And keep putting points into Lightning Bolt. After the map reset, we had less lightning immunes, and we were finally able to get to Spider Cavern. In the Flare dungeon, I find a superior thresher with 4 sockets, which I want to hang on to for an upgraded insight. I finally find the Flare jungle waypoint, and find that it's time to do some farming for runes, but I want to remain in hell to farm. Another reason why I don't skip packs is that I found Corpse Mort in the Countess Tower. This will be a nice armor for my mercenary, although sometimes Iron Maiden can override Life Tap, which can be a problem for him. I didn't want to go back to normal to farm up a chipped amethyst to cube up my Am runes for a soul, so I looked for gem shrines and Bloodmoor instead. After a while of searching, I give up and head towards Lower Cross and find 2 socketed troll nests, and I think about upgrading my current rhyme with. So with great protests, I finally go to normal to find my chipped amethyst to cube up my abundance of Am runes, and finally find it in the catacombs. After cubing up my 3 Ams with the chipped amethyst, we finally get a soul for insight, and the damage boost is pretty damn awesome. Now to try and craft a nice blood helm for my mercenary. Ral, Perfect Ruby, and any jewel. This one doesn't have much lifesteal on it though. In fact, this one isn't even much better. I should have kept my old mercenary helmet, but opted for this one because it had a bit more life, but the lightning resistance on the old one is still a keeper. I start to do a bit more nightmare farming and find Immortal King belt, another pretty awesome belt, but it does require a bit of strength to use. After much searching, I finally found my Shale Rune to upgrade my rhyme. Slightly better rhyme, but not by much. I find some javelins I want to try and craft again, and get +4 to javelin roll, which I didn't think was possible, but the base of the item already has plus javelin skills, and it rolled an extra plus modifiers for javelins. Unfortunately, it still was lacking attack speed. Entering into Travical, I had to deal with a lot of lightning immune zealots. Unfortunately, there was quite a bit of them, and I had to lure them away from the Hierophants so they wouldn't heal back up. This was a bit of a process to deal with. At Travancore, we run into a deadly council pack, extra strong, fast, and curse. We make sure to pull out the council members individually as to not get overwhelmed by the auras and curses. Because Charge Strike does nothing against lightning immunes, I make sure to switch to Jab instead as it attacks faster and doesn't use up that much mana. Mephisto time, and we load up on antidote potions as we are going to be in melee range of him, and he is stinky. Mephisto wasn't too much of a problem with lower resistance on him, and I was lucky enough to get a unique Mephisto Soulstone. Enjoyed the video? Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos. Playing along? Post a comment below of your findings so far, or you can watch live at twitch.tv/AlaraShade.